So friends, today we will see about the boiler mountings and accessories. Now boiler mountings and accessories are the important elements of boiler for efficient operation of the boilers. So boiler, we have already discussed about the functions of the boilers and types of the boilers in the previous discussion. And now for effective performance of the boiler, we need to optimize the performance of the boiler, and that is only possible by means of the boiler accessories. So here you have to keep in mind about the 2 points. One is the boiler mountings. Boiler mountings are specifically applied to boilers for the purpose of safety and effective performance, and boiler accessories are mostly used to improve the performance of the boiler or to improve the efficiency of the boiler. Now, fundamental difference between boiler mountings and boiler accessories are that boiler mountings are compulsory attachment to the boilers, whereas boiler accessories are optional attachment. As if we add the boiler accessories, then we can improve the performance or efficiency of the boiler. So we have to see different kind of the boiler mountings in the initial level and then going for the boiler accessories. Now here you have to see boiler mountings are fitting devices. Normally they are fitting devices and mounted over the boiler for the purpose of the safety. For the so we can effectively control the performance of the boiler from water to steam generation. So here you have to see, according to the Indian boiler regulation, the important boiler mountings which are compulsory to be fitted over the boilers are safety valves, water level indicator, pressure gauge, crucible plug, steam stop valve, and feed check valve. So these are the important boiler mountings. Now we will see one by one performance of the each and how they help, how they benefit in the performance of the boiler. Blow coke, manhole, steam scrubber, air vent and vacuum cleaner. So these are the not so important. Last two are not so important, but we have to see each and every one by one, so that we can easily understand about how they help to perform the boiler in most effective manner possible. So you have to see, we have the safety valves. So safety valve, first of all, we have to see the safety valves. Safety valves are basically used to prevent the excessive pressure building up in the boiler. So normally what happens in the boiler? In the boiler, normally we have to generate the steam from the water, so that whenever steam is generated, water is boiled, temperature is increased, pressure is increased. Okay, so sometimes it may have possibility that excessive pressure build up in the boiler cell due to steam. Okay, so that can be managed by means of the safety valve. So it is a kind of, or we can call it as equivalent to that safety valve of the pressure vessel that we are using in our kitchen. So it is more or less like same. The main principle of the safety valve is that valve is pressed against the seat. Just have to see, just like our pressure cooker, against the seat through the external force. So whenever steam pressure is increased inside the pressure cooker, what happens? That valve is lifted up because of the force, steam force, and excess steam is thrown away, so that pressure inside the pressure cooker remains constant. Okay, so working pressure is restored. So that is the main concept of similar concept, similar position, similar working condition is to be done over the boiler with this safety valve. And safety valves are normally located above the steam pipes, steam space in the boiler. So where steam is stored, steam is generated and then stored over the boiler cell. At that point, safety valves are normally fitted, and at least 2 safety valves should be there according to the act. Now, safety valves are of various kinds depending upon the working principle. So here you have to see dead weight safety valve. Normally in our home kitchen pressure cooker, we are using the dead weight safety valve, but also spring loaded safety valves or lever safety valve or high steam low water safety valves are also used in the boiler. The function remains same. You can see the figure. So this is the steam space of the boiler where steam is on the upper side and water, because of the weight, is on lower side of the boiler pipe. So here what happens, just have to see. This is the safety valve. That green color is the pink color is the safety valve, and force is exerted. Steam force is exerted over this valve. Okay, so whenever steam pressure is exceed, what happens? This force, steam pressure means diameter of the pipe is d. For example, say load is equal to force into stress. Okay, pressure. So pressure P is equal to load divided by area, that we already discussed in the previous initial lectures. So here load is equal to what? Area into P, where area is what? Area of this pipe, pi by 4 d square, where d is the diameter of the pipe and P is the steam pressure. So if you know the steam pressure, then you can easily find out the load acting over the safety valve. And depending upon the load, you can set the weight of the safety valve, so that depending upon the pressure, you can set the load or weight of the safety valve so that it can be lifted when you need it or when steam pressure exceeds to the certain limit. Okay, so this is the closing of the safety valve, and in this figure you can see this is the opening of the safety valve. So whenever safety valve is lifted, the excess steam is to be passed through this line and thrown away, so that steam pressure becomes optimal, means as per the requirement. So this is very fundamental, simple operation of the safety valve, and it works on the dead weight. So it works on the dead weight. Now here you can see where I already explained you how we can calculate the W and how we can find out the diameter. Normally, this kind of safety valves is used in Lancashire boiler or low capacity boilers. But suppose you need, as why we are using the dead weight safety valve on our pressure cooker, because it is a low capacity kind of the pressure vessel normally used in the kitchen. But for a heavy loading condition, similar thing is there. But instead of weight, we are using the spring. So spring force is normally used to lift the this safety valve. So here instead of dead weight, spring force is exactly equalized to the W. W means pi by 4 d square into steam pressure P is equal to spring force. So whenever it becomes equal, up to equality, this safety valve remains closed, and otherwise it will open when your steam pressure exceeds. So automatically W becomes more than your W means steam load or steam force, becomes more than spring force, and your valve is lifted and excess pressure is to be thrown away like this. This is a spring loaded safety valve. Based on the principle of the spring is attached. So high capacity boilers, normally we are using these kind of things in high pressure boilers. And instead of spring, we can use the levers. So here you can see the lever, one lever edge is there on this fulcrum point. This is the fulcrum point. So lever is lifted like this. This is lever, it is lifted like this. Just you can see in this figure. So the load weight is already attached over the other end of the lever, and when it equalizes the or it exceeds W that steam load or steam forces exceeds this lever load, then lever is tilted with respect to this fulcrum point. With respect to this fulcrum point, lever is tilted like this and towards upward, so that safety valve is lifted up and excessive steam is to be thrown away to neutralize the steam pressure inside the boiler. So there is a less chance of accident. So this is about the spring loaded safety valve and lever safety valve. And high steam and low water combination of safety valve is also used here. A kind of thing is there. You can see this figure where high steam and low water. So when high steam the steam becomes high, means pressure of the steam is exceeded. At that time also this safety valve is lifted. And second thing is what? Even if your water level is down to the required limit, then also the safety valve works. So this is the opening, this is the closing condition, and this is the opening condition. Okay, so load W is there on the both side. You can read the discussion that I will explain you. The kind of lever is there with respect to this fulcrum point, and load is attached over this, and another end is immersed in the water. So even if water level goes down, this lever will be rotated towards this direction, so that also this safety valve also works by combination of the W1, W2 and load E immersed in the water. So combination of the three loads are arranged over here under the circumstances of high steam as well as low water. So this is the combination. Normally this kind of safety valve is not used in the routine purpose. However, we can use it. So here you can see the low water level. In case of low water level, this becomes down as it is not buoyancy force is reduced. So automatically this end of the lever will become down, and because of the downward motion of these slings, this becomes up in case of the low water level, and your valve is lifted up. So that alarming signal will occur so that we can feed the water as quick as possible. Normally used in the fire tube boilers to overcome the overheating of the fire tubes. And water level indicator. Water level indicator is normally a kind of level tube. So you can see water level indicator, or it is also called as the water level, or fitted in front of the boiler as shown in the figure. Here what happens, that you have to see, this is the inside of the boiler. This side is inside of the boiler. This is the boiler wall or boiler space. Okay, and this is the outside of the boiler. So outside arrangement of the boiler. Now here you can see inside of the boiler there is a level of water, and upper side steam is already there. So whenever steam is generated from the water, steam is going towards the upper side because of the weight condition, so that at the steam side one opening is there and one tube is attached, glass tube is attached to this by means of nut and bolt. At the same time, at the water level, another glass tube is attached with nut and bolt and screws. You can see, and this is the drain cock. By means of the drain cock, you can opening or closing this valve. And steam cock is also there, same like water cock. Steam cock is also there, so that you can open or close, or you can partially open or close the tube depending upon the condition of the or level of the steam and water. Okay, now it works on exactly on the principle of level tube. Level of the water remains same at any point of the earth, so that if water level becomes high, for example, say like this, so automatically this becomes high. So on outward side, you can easily recognize that what is the exact level of the water and steam inside the boiler, because we cannot see inside view of the boilers. It is very hot, so that we can easily arrange such kind of thing. And depending upon that, if water level becomes low, then automatically we can feed uh, the water, or if it becomes high, water level becomes high or steam level low, then we can drain the water, excess water also. And same like the steam. So this is about the water level indicator. Then pressure gauge. Pressure gauge is normally used to reduce the to maintain the steam pressure, or you can easily directly measuring the pressure. So pressure gauge normally indicates or directly give the measurement of the pressure inside the boiler, and it works on the Bourdon tube. So Bourdon tube is normally used here. I will show you the working of the Bourdon tube. So here you can see this is the boiler, inside of the boiler, and at the steam exit one tube is fitted. Just you can see siphon tube. It is called as siphon tube. U-shaped tube is there, and it is connected to this Bourdon pressure gauge. Now Bourdon pressure gauge is a flexible pressure gauge, flexible gauge, elastic material. Okay. So what happens here? Just you have to concentrate on this blue line. This is blue line. Okay. Circular. It is blue line. Now what happens whenever steam pressure is increasing? Steam pressure is increasing. It exerts the force over this. Okay. It exerts the force over this. So when this force is exerted, this tube, blue colored Bourdon tube, will expand. Expand means it going towards outside, kind of thing. So initially it is like this, but under the condition of expansion, it is like this. So it expands. Under the expansion, what happens here? You can see a rod is attached to the end of the Bourdon tube with the gear. So it is lifted or it is moving towards this side, and it exerts the force over this side, so that this lever will move. This lever will move and will show that lever, that gear is arranged with one scale. So it is moving like this, clockwise rotation under the action of the steam. When Bourdon tube expands, it works clockwise. So this indicator will move up on 3 to 4 to 5 depending upon the pressure. But in case of what happens in case of downs of the steam, suppose steam is down, this Bourdon tube will contract, not expand but contract. And under the action of the contraction of the tube, this gear will move anti-clockwise. So this indicator attached to this gear will move to downward on this scale. Okay. So main function of this thing is what? Expansion or contraction of the Bourdon tube under the lever or under the action of the steam pressure coming through siphon tube. So two tube you have to keep in mind, Bourdon tube and siphon tube. Siphon tube is a U-shaped tube where this orange color is considered as steam, and this color is, that blue color is considered as water. And Bourdon tube is expanded or contract against the steam pressure and give the indication over the scale. So we can easily measure the actual pressure inside the boiler by means of this Bourdon tube. So this is very simple uh, thing, simple phenomena of the Bourdon tube. Then fusible plug. Fusible plug is just like our MCB, electrical plug, spark plug that we are using in the electric. A kind of thing is there. So some you can see the fusible plug is normally attached at the furnace, where water space is there. Here you can ignite the fuel, so that furnace, this is the furnace area, and you have to ignite the thing so that water is getting heated and converted into steam, and steam goes towards the upward side. Now actually what happens, these are the flue tubes. So what happens here, if boiler is under the overheating condition, what happens here, one fusible plug is attached. So this yellow color is flue gases and this is gun metal, this green color is gun metal, you can see over here. Gun metal plug is there, this color, light blue color is gun metal plug, and solid copper plug, this is solid copper plug, and fusible metal is this is fusible metal, you can see purple color, dark purple color is fusible metal. So what happens here, whenever overheating is there, depending upon the thermal conductivity of this fusible metal, if certain temperature limit exceeds, this fusible metal automatically liquefied, melted. So that what happens, the connection between this gun metal plug, this B, this gun metal plug B, and this pink solid copper plug, connection between this gun metal plug and solid metal plugs are disconnected, and automatically these solid copper plug thrown to the downward side. Okay, so what happens when it throwing downward side, the water inside the boiler is coming in this way and entering into the furnace and close the fires. Okay, so that is the way how furnace is closed and further overheating may be prevented. So this is simply a kind of the electric plug that we can call it as. Okay, MCB kind of thing is there. So this is about the fusible plug. Very simple fundamental is there. You can easily see. Also we have the steam stop valve to stop, depending upon the requirement we can stop the steam. So this is the hand wheel, pink color is the hand wheel, and this is the closing of the. So steam is normally, what happens here, steam is normally stored at the upper side of the boiler cell, and depending upon the requirement, by means of the hand wheel you can open or close the steam valve, partially open or close, you can also partially open or close the steam valve, and as per the requirement steam is to be supplied through the steam pipe to the further application. Like suppose we have the milk, we have to reheat the milk in the dairy, then steam may be required depending upon the temperature. So suppose you have no much requirement of the steam, you can directly close this steam stop valve by means of the hand wheel, and you can control the flow of the steam. So if you need the more steam, then you can open. If you need the less steam, then you can partially close this steam valve. So this is about the opening and closing position of the steam valve. This is the opening position of the steam valve where steam is flowing inside the steam pipe from the boiler, and this is the closing position where steam pipe is empty. So this is about the steam stop valve. By means of the steam stop valve you can control the flow of the steam. Similarly, you can also control the flow of the water that you are likely to supply inside the boiler by means of the feed check valve. Steam stop valve is for the purpose of controlling the flow of the steam which is generated from the water, as well as you can also control the supply of the feed water to the boiler from the feed pump. In case of low water level, you can make it open. In case of high water level, you can stop the supply of the steam. Similarly, hand wheel type of the valve is there. A pink colored valve is there, where this is the water space, this is the boiler space, and this is the pump from where we can have the steam. So steam is supplied from this. This is the opening position by means of the hand wheel, and you can supply the feed you can feed the water inside the boiler, and under the condition of failure of the feed pump, under the normal condition, and if in case of the failure condition, uh, this metal is coming towards the downward and block the whole system. So for no further steam water is allowed to enter inside the boiler. So it is automatically closed under the failure of the feed pump. Okay, feed check valve. It is famously known as feed check valve. Then blow up cock. Another thing is the blow up cock. Blow up cock is normally a opening of the opening inside the boiler, a kind of the door at the bottom of the boiler, by means of which further sediments or sludge or loose scale or impurities are periodically cleaned out from the boiler. So by opening of this blow up cock, you can empty the boiler whenever necessary for the purpose of cleaning and inspection. Okay, so that is the normally fitted at the lowest water space of the boiler, so can easily thrown outside under the gravity. Under the gravity, we can easily clean the boiler. So here you can see the position of the blow up cock, opening of the blow up cock. Under the drainage, so under the action of the gravity, we can easily clean the boiler. This is the opening and this is the closing position and this is the opening position. So the extra sediments or impurities can be thrown out. And manhole is the cover or door for the purpose of cleaning and inspection and repairing of the boiler, through which a man can enter inside the boiler and clean or maintain the boiler. Okay. And the size of the manhole is usually 400 to 300 mm, so that one man can easily enter inside the boiler. Also, steam scrubbers or anti-priming pipes are also used, like whatever we are using in the centrifugal pump, so that priming can be easily maintained. And vacuum, suppose sometimes vacuum is created and vacuum may be hazardous, so that it can stop the flow of the steam. So it can be break by means of the vacuum breaker. So this is about the boiler mountings. In the upcoming session, we have to see the boiler accessories. Please keep in mind that boiler mountings are compulsory attachment inside the boiler, whereas boiler accessories are auxiliary attachment only used to improve the efficiency of the boiler. Thank you all.